That's why I said to myself, I'm gonna at least talk about it, but I have to wait until it's died down, it's blown over, no one cares about it no more. The boys are going off with their career, I'm going off with my career now, so it doesn't look like there's any, like I'm not bitter, do you know what I'm saying? And I really had to actually get over the situation in my heart before even speaking about it, because it's like everywhere I turned, oh yeah, I heard you finesse Lotto, and it's like, I heard you finesse Lotto, oh yeah, so what did you do then if you didn't finesse them? And it's like, why has this been the stigma you tried to attach to my name?
Okay, so as you're aware, there was a lot of rumors on your name, right?
Yeah.
Finessa.
Yeah.
You know, and things of that nature. So, for you, as much as you can speak about it without it being too political, what do you think started to create the cracks into the relationship? Because if you're saying, okay, look, we've done the deal, you basically delivered on everything that manager's supposed to do.
100%.
You've done the deal, had a success, now it's time to renegotiate, but now you're out of the picture.
Yeah.
So where did you think that the cracks were coming from?
Cracks came
and
from,
where did this whole finessing thing come from?
Okay. I think, first of all, the first time, because again, I'm a guy of energies, do you know what I'm saying? So you see, when I look at Ash and when I look at Lucas, like, it's almost like they can see through me and I can see through them, do you know what I'm saying? If anything is not right, we will both feel it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we will just, it's like, because of, we were living together. Do you know what I'm saying? We were moving like brothers.
So you lived in the same house?
We all lived in the same house. We wake up, we go to bed, we're around each other 24/7. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you understand the person more than the average person now. Do you know what I'm saying? And I felt like the first time the empire kind of started to shake was when the label gave us the No Done plaques. They invited us down. I remember we were at BBC one day, and I remember Target came to me and was like, yeah, Matthew, we've got all your plaques, you know, they're at Sony, don't worry, you can drop by tomorrow and pick them up. Yeah, you've all got a plaque. I'm like, yeah. Now we're all gassed, because again, this is a milestone we're about to hit. Do you know what I'm saying? No Done's just done 250,000 sales. Like, what do you mean? Like, that was, now it's on 600,000, my bro. Like, it's different. Like, No Done slapped, but at the time we were getting a silver plaque. Like, I was gassed, you know what I'm saying? So then the next day, we weren't able to go to Sony. We've ended up going to like some PR company for a gifting. So they've made some girl at the label come and drop it to us. Do you know what I'm saying? She's walked in with these plaques, do you know what I'm saying? And she was in the PR company before we've got there. So she knows exactly what these plaques are and whose names are on these plaques, do you know what I'm saying? So boom, there's all three of us, and this is what she does. Okay, so this one, Ash, yeah, that's you. Okay, cool. This one, is that Lucas? Yeah, Lucas. Oh shit, I don't think there's one for you, you know, Maf. Like, so now you've made it very obvious that you guys are trying to do stuff here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to let us know that you're not a Lotto boy. These are the Lotto boys. Like,
well, that's how you perceived it.
That's how I perceived it. Yeah, true, good. Thanks for saying that, actually, because you never know. She could have probably really been oblivious, but in reality, you've walked into here with these plaques. Like, you know exactly who these plaques are for and what it is, do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like maybe she didn't even handle it that way. I probably would have taken it in a different way, do you know what I'm saying? But then, from there, I started to feel like an energy from Ash and Lucas now. Well, more Ash, like, yeah, we're the Lotto boys kind of thing.
More alpha male now.
Yeah, kind of thing. And I'm thinking, like, what's going on here? But obviously, I'm not thinking too much of it. Boom, I remember in the evening, I've ended up speaking. How come you let them do this to me? And he's there like, what do you mean? They dropped a plaque for the boys and they didn't give you a plaque. Matthew, I am so sorry. I'm going to make, what do you want written on it? We're going to get a plaque delivered to you by tomorrow. I am so sorry. Like, very apologetic and how a label boss is meant to move, do you know what I'm saying? And he rectified that within like a week. Now I've got my plaque now, do you know what I'm saying? But obviously the fact that they had received it first, it's a bit like, ooh, do you know what I'm saying? And then there was the verified thing, do you know what I'm saying? Because now they're like, oh yeah, well, we're going to verify everyone on Insta. And they're like, oh yeah, all of you are the Lotto Boyzz, but we're only going to verify Ash and Lucas. So now it's like the label are starting to segregate us kind of thing. And putting it in our heads that, oh yeah, you are the stars, not him, do you know what I'm saying? Like and remember, because of I'm seeing that this is all three of us, do you know what I'm saying? Like down to making the music, do you know what I'm saying? It's all three of us. So I'm there, I'm involved in everything. Like everything's as exciting to me as it is to them. Like we're going on tour now. It's like, we're going on tour. Yeah, let's go on tour. We're going to a party now. We're doing this show. We're doing that festival. This artist is inviting us there. It's like, oh shit, we're all doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's an excitement to all of us. That situation happening with the label, it's like they've started to kind of put things in their ears kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I remember there was a day when someone at the label must have said something like, oh yeah, now you've signed a deal, you're gonna have to do as we say, you know, like we're focusing on No Don, that's what it is. And I remember being like, no, that's not what we signed up for. And I remember coming to the meeting with our lawyer and Ash and Lucas, and now it's more of like we've come for like a battle saying, no, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. And that meeting ended up really heated. And I remember leaving the room and one of them, the guys, I'm not even going to say anyone's name.
Up until that point,
yeah,
do you not feel you could have dealt with that differently?
How I handled it, you know, you know what's so crazy is I genuinely felt like I couldn't. At that point there, being told, because it's like the A&Rs, they keep you in a bubble, innit? They want you to feel like you're as big as you want to feel, do you know what I'm saying? Which is why you see a load of these artists that are so arrogant and they just feel like they're so up their own arse, and it's because of their A&Rs or their managers probably gassing them, when in reality being humble is the key, do you know what I'm saying? And so being told now that you guys that are so powerful are rendered powerless, it's down to us now, that there just really scared me. Like, what do you mean? Like,
so you basically, I won't say you reacted. I'm saying that the way that you reacted, you became defensive.
Yeah. Very, very, very. Like now, because now it's gone.
But they could have been trying to help you. Could have been, but you wouldn't have seen it as that.
I think if you have an intention for why you're making a decision, then you're not trying to help me. That's just the reality. You're trying to help yourself now. Do you know what I'm saying?
But their argument be helping them is helping
us.
You.
Do you know what I'm saying? But is it though? Us having a record with 150 million streams on it that we haven't made a penny from. What does that? All that does to us is put pressure to deliver your next record. That's gonna be as the next hit, because you see it as this. If you're an artist, your first song does 1 mil streams. Oh right, he's done 1 mil. Great. And then his next song does 1.5 mil. This guy's on a roll. And then your next song.
You're saying it's the reverse. You're gonna do 150, then you're gonna go
down, and then you're
looking at you like,
you've fallen off now. Do you know what I'm saying? And that was just never ever gonna be our plan. Do you know what I'm saying? I understood that you have to make sure you have the right kind of music out at the right time. I came into the scene. I had studied everything and everyone down to the T now. Off the back of the advice I had been given, I had made sure that I wasn't trying to make no mistakes, and I understood what mistakes other artists had made, and I was trying to avoid them. So I understood why it was so important that we released more music at that point there, because we would have just been classed as a song. Things got rocky. Obviously, I remember that meeting, one of the A&Rs telling the boys, oh yeah, I just want to let you know, like, your manager has got your best interest at heart, but like there's just certain things he's doing. Like, we've offered him Tory Lanez, he said no to it. He's saying that you guys aren't ready for an American feature yet. Like, this could make you guys bigger. Like, he's pretty much spoiling your career. Like, and when you keep getting told those kind of things, one day you're gonna eventually believe it. And because of how our perception was set as well, you guys remain the humble guys. Anything anyone says to you, you say yes. If there's a problem, you tell me. I'll be the person that will come in and step in and say no. So now I'm always seen as the hated guy, but I didn't ever care because I just saw it as I'm fighting for my team. So I'll be that person that will take all of that while you guys are loved. And because you guys are loved, we're forever still going to win. Do you know what I'm saying? They will always just see me as an obstacle. And as long as they're playing ball and I'm happy with them, then you guys are going to obviously be nice. You know what I'm saying? It was more, but in reality, any decision that I made was all three of us. If I'm going to do something, I would 110% tell these guys, okay, so this is where we're at right now. What do you think? I'll get their advice, well, their input, and then now we move. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sorry to kind of get it. It feels like you were Dame Dash. Into one, in terms of you have tried to protect your artists the best way that you think you can, and the label trying to protect
their best interest.
Their best interest, which is the commodity of the song.
Yeah,
It's not every artist that's gonna get like streams, the amount of like. When I actually looked at, I actually want to pull it up now. Like when I was looking at the Lotto Boyzz streams, I was like, this is actually kind of nuts. Like this is actually, the numbers are nuts.
Ridiculous numbers.
Let me just pull it up now. So like, just as we're speaking.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, and you don't actually realize, it kind of like goes to what you're saying. You don't realize how big they are. So I hope I'm reading this right.
Yeah.
No Don, 34 million streams.
Yeah.
Bad Vibe, 55 million streams.
Yeah.
FaceTime, 12 million streams.
Yeah.
I don't know how to scroll the other ones. I think I can see one, Unfinished Business, 5 million streams.
Yeah, and these Unfinished Business wasn't even a record that got pushed like that. That was just like a throwaway record, like on the EP. And
so
that.
I'm reiterating, bro. There's a song on here that's got 55 million streams.
Biggest hit till this day. Bad Vibes.
Mad. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So them boys are probably like nearly 100 million overall.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Overall, in terms of streams now, they've definitely done up to 100 mil now.
And that's in the space of 2 years.
Yeah. 2 years. If not even up to 2 years. All of those numbers are right up until April last year. Because after April, when we broke up in on the last day of March, from April onwards, they had dropped like 2 records after me. And obviously, their egos didn't want them to ever work on records that we had done together. Do you know what I'm saying? So they ended up deciding to going to make new records and trying to try out a new formula. Those records didn't necessarily connect as well as what we did when we were together. They dropped Kinder Surprise, they dropped Did It Again. And that was that. But obviously I know that Ash is very talented. Do you know what I'm saying? When I met him, he was just raw talent that just needed direction kind of thing. So, and Lucas was really good at adapting. You put him in a situation, he'll be able to adapt to anything. So it's like, I know that they are gonna eventually come with bigger records. They just need to figure out their own infrastructure now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously we were using a formula that I created at the time.
Let me kind of get us on track. So I just want to highlight the streams were crazy.
Yeah.
There was creative differences within
the label.
And creative differences is just perspective. Like, we could both go out and both try and get a girl's phone number. I may say, oi, you may say, darling.
Yeah.
We still want the phone number.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just about everyone coming together to realise that the end goal we both want.
Yeah.
But the way I've seen it is because the end goal for you was that we're not staying here forever.
Yeah.
I think for them, they're looking at it like, well, if we already know that, then we've got to make sure whilst we're in this relationship, we get the most out of it. That's just like in my head, I'm thinking like,
okay,
if you're not staying, then I've got to make sure that I really push No Don.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think for you, you're thinking like, yeah, you could push No Don, but not
push this stuff,
but
not at the expense of all of this other stuff.
Spread it out. So it's that whole thing where it was a great deal for both parties, but because it became so successful, everyone now wanted their own piece of the pie. Okay, so the breakup. You said 3 weeks afterwards, you get told you're no longer manager.
Yeah.
How does that message get delivered to you?
So it was crazy because God was showing me so many signs. It was mad. Imagine this. So obviously the whole thing about the plaque and the label, that's already happened months down the line, do you know what I'm saying? And then now this is like a week before we were about to break up. I've at the time I had like a talent show going on, do you know what I'm saying? And I made one of my friends invest like 20k into the company. So he put 10k into the business account, and then the other 10k he's giving it to Donald, because remember he's the finance guy, giving it to Donald to pay for stuff physically. Do you get what I'm saying? Because in reality, even though it's powered by Lotto Boy Records and this is my label with these guys and I'm seen as the CEO, but I understand that okay, I can't use the money we've made together to fund this show. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though it's gonna build our label and the artist that we sign is gonna be signed to our label and we're all gonna make money off this label. But I just understood that, okay, well, the talent show was never ever anyone else's dream. This was my thing, so I have to bring in money to sort it out. And I remember the week before the boot camp of the show, I remember Ash being in the car with me and crying because he was saying that, bro, like, we're broke. And I remember hitting him with my bro, like, we've come out of the deal now, do you know what I'm saying? I remember in that deal, like, there's been like a time where we're just on loop for like a good 3 months of not even knowing what we're doing kind of thing. And I'm trying to fight to get us out of the deal now kind of thing. And it's all fun and games, but it's their lives, man. Do you know what I'm saying? It's really their lives that's at the stake, because now it's like, this is fucking with them mentally. Do you know what I'm saying? Now it's like the guys are not even knowing what they're doing no more. They're just on loop kind of thing. And it's just, so we've come from that, do you know what I'm saying? And now we're out of the deal and I'm telling them, oh yeah, we're out of the deal, guys. Trust me, this is the best move for us. We're at that state. We can either, because at the time there was a label that wanted to just give me a quick 50 bags for a quick single and a quick one, do you know what I'm saying? And I remember I was like, guys, let's just do this here. After that, that will bring a bit of cash flow, do you know what I'm saying? Trust me, we need to keep building until it's time to sign our milli deal, do you know what I'm saying? And also, because I remember you said the finesse thing. Obviously, you just got to see it as, if I'm running a company, I'm seen as the responsibility of this company. Every artist that's in this label, like, regardless of how much is in the company, at the end of the month, 15 grand has to be in there, and this is down to me to pay everyone's wages. You understand? Where do I get an interest from taking from this now? Do you know what I'm saying? Because it would almost be like I'm stealing from myself now. And especially when I've put in all the money for us to start this thing up with the mindset of, at the end of this, we're all going to be millionaires. Why in the world would halfway through I just decided to start taking money out? And in reality, how would that even be possible when the money was never ever in my possession? Donald, the thing about Donald is he's like a childhood friend of Ash and Lucas. He grew up with him. And before I went to Nigeria back in 2003, like, his family and my family were close, do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and when I left, they continued their relationship. So me coming back and being able to dominate the city, that made Donald have a lot of respect for me, because it's like he saw me go and come back as a freshie and within a few years dominate the whole city. Like, how the hell did you do that? And because of that love and respect he had for me, I had trust in him as well, do you know what I'm saying? And so did the boys, so hence why we made him in charge of all the finances, do you know what I'm saying? It was, so in reality, finances was never, ever, ever, ever a thing, do you know what I'm saying? Because it's seen as Matthew's in charge. Okay, cool. When we need money, Matthew's gonna make it happen, do you know what I'm saying? So after Ashes hit me up with the, oh yeah, he's sad, we're broke, I'm like, bro, listen, we're good. Like, trust me, this is just a rocky stage that everyone as artists go through. Like, you think everyone stays rich, bro? Like, we're not broke. We've got chains, we've got assets, and we're out of our deal. Like, we're at a position where we can go and re-sign to anyone and get big racks But however, we need to make this make sense. I need to get another hit. Once I've got another hit that's circulating, I'm going to use that hit to walk us into our milli deal. So just wait, kind of thing.
So basically, what you're trying to say at this point here, you want to clarify that in your perception, it wasn't a money issue.
100%. 100%. That's standard.
I mean, although they're saying it broke, but there was
hope.
Hope.
And they understood it. Like they like I had broken it down. They get it now. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, I assume they did. You know what I'm saying? But now, like I was saying, there was crazy signs. Because after that conversation I had with Ash, the week after, which was the week, because we broke up on the Sunday. But on the Thursday, there happened to be a big argument between me and Donald now. Because we had merchandise that he was meant to have sorted out since the tour that was in December. And he felt like I had been putting too much pressure on him. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I ask you to do something once, twice, third time now, and you're not doing it, in reality, there needs to be discipline. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to start smacking these guys because we're all adults. So my way of disciplining is talking shit like, you fucking twat. You go and sort out your fucking responsibility. You're an idiot. Things like that now. It's like that had gotten to it's like he had hit his tip now. Like, you know, like I'm at my limit with Donald, and me and him had a big argument. 2 days later, my sister, weirdly, on the morning of the breakup, my sister rings me, and she's in America, my bro. She rings me telling me, oh, yo, Maf, listen, is everything all right with you and Lotto? Like, I'm like, yeah, why? She's like, my friend was at a barber shop in Birmingham, and he just rang me in America telling me the boys are talking about you in a shop, in their barber shop, and they're saying they're unhappy, they want to leave. And I was like, oh. Okay, let me go and speak to them, because in reality, like, Lucas is in his room, like, everything's fine. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I've come off the phone to my sister, walked straight into Lucas's room. I'm like, my bro, is everything all right? Like, and he's looked at me in shock, like, how did you know something's wrong, kind of thing? I'm like, wow. Me still being oblivious. I'm like, oh yeah, my sister just told me now that someone heard you guys talking, but is everything all right? And he's like, nah, nothing like that. So to me, I'm not thinking anything of it. It's just been brushed under the carpet real rapidly, do you know what I'm saying? But then now he's got up, not even had a shower. He's like, I'm going to church. So I'm thinking, I remember thinking to myself, you're going to church, you ain't had a shower, you're dressed like that, but okay, go and do what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? And I remember at the time we had one of the cars, we had just got GLC, and I was in charge of it, I was driving it. That was a big thing to Lucas, because he really wanted to drive that car, but because of I was the one in charge, I was driving it. That was a conflict between me and Lucas now. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're understanding now, I'm starting to have little issues with everyone individually. Do you know what I'm saying? Ash is sad because he's feeling like we're broke. And he's already feeling like, oh yeah, why are you, like, people are saying that it's us, not all three of us. Like, but you're in our light, kind of thing. Donald now he's feeling like, oh, Matthew, you're fucking always shouting at me, always getting onto me. And now there's Lucas who's feeling like, oh, you've got the whip, like, that's not fair. Like, this is all of our money we've used to get the car. How come only you get to drive that and I have to drive this one? When in reality, I should have been a bit more fair with the car. Do you know what I'm saying? That was really selfish of me. But to me, I was just really wrapped up in my ego, like, mate, listen, I'm the brains behind this. I'm the reason why all of this is going right. So no one even argue with me. Do you know what I'm saying? And then we've got Alex, who's always looked at me as, you know, you're just here fucking pimping my brother, like making money off my brother, and then you're telling me what to do. Reality, because what older brother is gonna see his little brother have a music career and you're his boss now? Do you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. It would never make sense to him. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's always had that, but he's always had to just say yes and bow to whatever I've said, because that's the reality. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm the person in charge. So everyone's secretly got their little despise towards me now that's growing, and now it's gotten to a stage where, but no one was ever had guts to voice it out, do you know what I'm saying? Until the argument with Donald, do you know what I'm saying? And because he's the finance guy who's technically seen as the most powerful person in our circle, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, wait, rah, Donald said that. Okay, well, if he's saying that, I'm gonna voice my opinion now. So now Lucas has his issue, now Ash has his issue, and then now Kid is just there like, oh yeah, you guys should just leave kind of thing. But this is all what obviously I've been told though. Like, so it's not like I'm seeing it as Alex is like the reason why we broke up, because it's not that, do you know what I'm saying? So now on this day, on this Sunday, after having this conversation with Lucas and he left, I've gone to church, we've all come back in the yard. Now it's like around 4 o'clock and we're planning this music video. Because obviously another label was about to give us 50k for a single on a quick one. So, and the song was called Body Count. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, let's rap, let's do this. We need to plan the video. This is gonna be your first video outside the country. We need to make it make sense with your brand. Ash has taken notes, sent it to my email, like everything's going according to plan now. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this is perfect. I've burnt a zoot, gone to bed. At that time there, I was heavy cannabising, like I was smoking really heavily. Like, be careful if you smoke cannabis, don't get addicted. But yeah, I was heavily cannabising, so I've just burnt a zoot, gone to bed. And now it's like 11 o'clock. It's like 11 o'clock at night. And Lucas comes and wakes me up. And he gives me like 4 grand. Now this 4 grand, obviously, Donald, remember I said he had 2 sets of 10 grand. One 10 grand's gone into the bank account to pay the winner of the talent show. And the other 10 grand has gone into his hand to pay for stuff. So we had the host, Sideman All Day, you've got to pay her. Cassandra, pay her. The venue, pay her. Artists, guest judges, Despa, all of these people, we're paying them, do you know what I'm saying? Because of, that's what that 10k is for. So that 10k there was 4k left, and that's what Lucas came to drop to me. I just take it, like, yeah, I'll put it by the bed, I sleep. And now it's like, 5 minutes later, I'm like, wait. Why have I got this money? And second of all, why have you come to drop this money to me? Thirdly, why hasn't Donald even hit me up and told me you're giving me this money? Okay, this is a weird one. That makes me kind of get out of my sleep now. I get out of my sleep, I go into the sitting room, and now everything's gone. And obviously, because everyone's got their own room, I go into their rooms, all of their stuff is gone. So now, and obviously because I'm smoking heavily as well, my paranoia levels are crazy high. So I'm just thinking, what's going on? I start to ring everyone's phone, no one's picking up. I go on social media, everyone's logged me out now. I go on the emails, it's been changed. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Like, and you can understand now, remember, we've just finished planning a music video 4 hours ago. If that, do you know what I'm saying? And I've just gone to bed. Like, in reality, if you guys felt like I finessed, if you feel like I was finessing you, you would 110% sit with me and say, Matthew, can we go through the finances? I feel like I'm being finessed. We're not happy with this. Can you explain what this is? Explain what that is? But there was never ever really that, because that was never a problem. Do you get what I'm saying? And deep this now. Obviously, off the back of them changing the passwords, obviously because of I was logged into everyone's account, I pretty much ran everyone's social media, what pictures went up on everyone's Insta, who they DM'd. But because of, to me, I saw it as I'm running this ship of the music. Do you know what I'm saying? You guys as personal people, you can be whatever you want and you can do whatever you want. However, because of I had a vision for this and understood where I was taking this and understood the perception of it as well, I just needed everything to be on point. And if there's any mistakes, there's no one accountable for it apart from me now. Do you know what I'm saying? Off the back of that, I've done something that's made it log them back out of their Insta and bring it back here, kind of thing. But that, it's like I shouldn't have done that. That was such a crazy thing to do, because that now kind of initiated the energy more, kind of thing. Like, it made things worse, like, you know, when you pour kerosene on fire and it just goes kind of thing. So now I've ended up going to It's like 12 o'clock in the middle of the night. Ended up going to Donald's house because Donald's parents, they're like the parents of the company. We've had a conversation with them. I'm like, Mommy, Daddy, like, I don't know what is going on. They're just like, listen, Maf, whatever this issue is, we're gonna solve this. You just go home, rest, come back tomorrow. We'll have a meeting at 12 o'clock and we'll resolve this. Like, don't stop panicking. Come back the next day and then we have the meeting. Obviously now I'm in the room on my ones first and they all walking right after me. I see Ash walking, I see Lucas walking, I see Divdav walking, I see Donald walking. And then I see Alex walking. I remember,
Alex is the brother, right?
he's the brother, but he's the tour manager. Do you know what I'm saying? So in reality, when there's conversations, Alex isn't there.
He's just on the road, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, his job is to drive them around kind of thing. Because I've always seen it as, okay, yeah, you're an older person, but knowledge doesn't come with age. You have to actually acquire kind of thing. And because of he came from the 9-to-5 world, which is, again, not a bad thing. How he would rather play it safe and make sure there's money here without understanding that you've got to keep investing until it's time to take that big check kind of thing. So how his mindset worked and how my mindset worked totally different. So I just saw it as where we've got you and what sort of responsibility we've got you doing now is great. Like, just handle them touring, drive them around, and the bigger they get, the bigger you get with them. Do you know what I'm saying? And eventually we'll turn this into a company for you. You'll be able to tour manage for other artists. We're building an infrastructure for everyone kind of thing. Now we're in the meeting. Donald's parents are like, okay, listen, Maf's still the manager, so we're gonna let him lead this meeting. Talk Maf. I'm like, guys, listen, I don't even know what's going on right now. However, I'm gonna leave it in your hands. Just tell me whatever is the issue right now and we will resolve this right here, right now. Reality. Lucas is here. He turns to me, he's like, I just feel like you're too controlling. I feel like you've been making me cut off all my friends. And even like the Insta thing yesterday, like, why did you do that? Like, that shows me how controlling you are. Like, why? Like, I understand the main Lotto Boyzz and stuff, but what about, why would you change my Insta password? Now, in reality, these are all social media tools. These are all tools, marketing tools for the business. Like, it's Lotto Lucas's Insta and Lotto Ash's Insta, but what are we here to promote? Like, these are all tools for the business, do you know what I'm saying? Hence why I've been in control of all of this stuff from the beginning. This has never been an issue. I don't know what sort of light you're seeing me in right now that's making you feel this way kind of thing, but deep what you're saying. Why do you feel trapped? Like, why do you feel like I've made you cut off people? Every person that I've ever told you that you shouldn't bring around us has been for a valid reason. You have good friends who are still here, hence why there's Divdav here. Do you know what I'm saying? Just think about what you're saying. And then, but now he starts to tear up. So now I'm just thinking to myself, wait, what did I even say now? Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you crying? Like, we're men here. I turn to Ash. Ash, all throughout this meeting, so calm. Like, he's just got his hands like, two things. Lately, I've been feeling suicidal.
Wow.
Which was crazy for me, because it's like, but I understood that there came from us being in that record deal, feeling like we're not popping no more, and not being able to do shit. That's where that came from, because we had such a great run, we were feeling on top of the world, but now we've hit this brick wall where we can't put out music, but we're feeling like we're not popping no more, and we really want to put out music. So it's like, what are we gonna do? But I understood this. And then now we're looking at the bank account and we've got like 10, 20k left or something ridiculous. We didn't have that much money in the bank account, but in reality, I understood that don't mean shit. Like, what's 20k anyway? Like, we're not meant to look at that and see that as some big money. Like, we've got shit to pay for. we're gonna eventually walk into a big check. Just be patient. This is still part of that journey. Don't feel like we've bossed yet, because we haven't. We've only done an EP. You understand? Most of these guys are here, they've done EPs, mixtapes and albums and singles upon singles. You guys are like 4 songs deep, 4 big singles deep and an EP. Like, we ain't done shit. Like, we've still got work to do kind of thing, but we are now at that position where we've built the perception strong enough to, if we have a pop hit that's in the charts right now, we can easily just go and walk into a big deal kind of thing. Ashes, then after that, he's been like, oh yeah, and also there was a day you implemented fear into me. We were at a club night and he said, watch, after I smashed the bottle on the wall, and that really scared me. I'm like, my bro, that was 2 years ago, you know. Like, you understand, we've done quite a lot since 2 years. Like, we signed a deal, came out of the deal, made a lot of money. Why would this play a factor to us breaking up now? But in reality, I just knew that what they were saying here was just excuses. Like, I understood that they had already had conversations within themselves. They had already felt like, but why does he own 30% of the company though? Like, if we can do this on our ones now, like, we're the real power. Like, we go out on stage, these people love us. In fact, they hate the fact they even see this guy on stage with us, or just see him there bossing everyone around. Oh yeah, DJ, pull up, you do this. So why the fuck does he own 30% of the company? Like, we don't even want that no more. We just want a normal manager, a person who will be in the light we put him in and will do as we tell him to do and takes 20%. Now, you understand, a person like Alex, who has come from the 9-to-5 world and doesn't understand what I've been building, them seeing an opportunity like that, that's like a golden ticket. Like, what? You need someone to just take 20% and do as you say. I'm happy to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and your family, do you know what I'm saying? Like, what? This is family. Obviously, Lucas, he's always gonna have our best interest at heart because he's my brother. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's after us breaking up, that's what I've ended up finding out the reality is. But in that room at that point there, I'm just taking what they're saying at face value, like, raw. So you've held that in for 2 years for us to break up now, and you were in the yard yesterday morning, and we've been here for so long, and you've kept that in. Like, why would you do that? Like, why are we going through this, guys? Just think about what you're doing. I then said to them, okay, you know what, guys? If this is how you guys feel, how about we do something where I'll step down from being the CEO of the label. I won't even be Lotto Boy Records no more. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the time, if with Lotto Boy Records, we had Gambini, who was signed to Lotto Boy Records, some dude, and we were going to make that a big thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And he was going to make money for the label, but we were going to use our infrastructure to boss him. Do you know what I'm saying? And I had my little label on the side, Mafia Records, that I now scream so highly. But that was never in the forefront. People never understood what that was. To me, I was just seeing that as, okay, cool, with this, I'm going to, because I understand how the scene works, I'm just going to sign a few acts to this, boss them, and then give this to a major to help me run it, and I'll be making peace from it while I'm in the light of Lotto Boy Records. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's us three. I'm the brains, they're the face of it, and we're making the music together. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I'm saying we're making the music together, I mean we're making the music together. Do you know what I'm saying? So to us, we understand our formula here. So why are we breaking up? Do you know what I'm saying? And then I then say, okay, you know what, guys? I'll step down from the label, like I was saying, and I'll liaise with Alex. I'll reduce my percentage to 20%, and I'll go through Alex, and you guys be in your own light. How about that? Lucas turns to me and says, no, because you taught us when you're burning a bridge, you burn it so you can't grow back again. I'm like, my bro, You're not meant to use that on me. Like, this is for when we come across leeches in the industry. Like, how have you convinced yourself that the one person, the only person, the genuine only person who actually believed in you from the beginning is now the enemy? Like, how do you come to that conclusion? Like, what do you think, what could I have made from this that's so big to me now that will make me want to sacrifice you guys? Think about what you're saying, you know. And they're just seeing it as no. But again, Lucas was heavy cannabising as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was manipulating how his brain was working as well, clouding his judgment. And I understand that, do you know what I'm saying? But it was just a lot for us. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, if this is how you guys want to move, then cool. However, before I leave, let me just make something very clear, that this has nothing to do with cash. Donald, you've been in charge of money. At any point, have you ever had to send me more money than these guys for my wages or for anything? And he was like, no, apart from December, when we were paying out a dividends to everyone got 6 grand, but you got 8 grand. I was like, great. Okay, so Lucas, Ash, do you remember why I got 8 grand? Because what had happened is one of the leases that we had at the time was parked in front of Lucas's yard, and someone smashed into it and they took 2 grand from inside, you know that flab thing that's on the side of and they took 2 grand from it. And at that time when they took the money, we weren't up, like someone had borrowed us that cash, do you know what I'm saying? So we needed to pay that cash back. So, but the person, that person didn't have a bank account. So it had to go to someone's account to get taken out to give them back their cash. So I was like, you guys remember when we had to take money from so? And they were like, okay, yeah. Apart from that, has there ever been any issues with money? And they were like, no, like, you know this is nothing to do with cash. Like, you know it's nothing to do with money. We just want to be in control of all of our shit and how we're moving. Like, I just feel like I'm moving like a headless chicken. Everything we've got to come to Maf. Like, I don't like that. Okay, cool. I leave the yard. Like, this is a big thing to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, I was broken, bro. Like, I was tearing up and everything, bro, because these were my brothers, fam. Like, that's how I saw it. Like, if these are my brothers and I've only ever wished them well, like, why would it be now that things would go wrong? Like, we're just about to have a home run. Like, we're just about to actually rake it. What ended up happening, a few days later, I must have put out a statement saying, oh yeah, on Instagram, saying, oh, okay guys, me and my brothers, we've come to a decision that it's best for us to break up. In reality, I should have ran that note by them, because I didn't, that was a big thing. But in the note, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to be stepping down from Lotto Boy Records and stepping into Mafia Records. I wish them the best. And now people are commenting saying, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean you're breaking up? Like, you guys have been fucking it up. Like, how are you breaking up? Like, this doesn't make no sense. Same way I'm receiving a load of phone calls, they're receiving a load of phone calls. At the time, Notes hits up Ash. Like, oh, yo, what's going on? I just seen Maf post. But then now, after their conversation, in the conversation, Ash tells Notes, oh yeah, how much does your manager get? He's not saying, have you got a creative director? Have you got a person who's paying for all your shit? Have you got a person who also wears your managerial cap and directs all your videos, pay for all your videos and all of that stuff? He's just been like, how much does your manager take? Notes has been like 20%. Like, and in fact, I get all the money, I have to send him his percentage. Ash has been like, raw, you see, I knew it, we've been getting finessed all this while. Notes has been like, why, what do you mean? How much has Maf been taking? He's been taking 30% of everything, bro. Even our PRS. Now, this is where this is so crazy, because in reality, I was legally allowed to register 30% of every single song to myself. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the time, I didn't even do that yet. I had registered it as 50 to Ash, 50 to Lucas, and the Donald's business bank account was was linked to both of their PRSs. So I just saw it as, well, the money's coming into the business anyway. Like, it's not like we're gonna be breaking up. Why do I need it in my name? Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm meant to own 30%. Do you know what I'm saying? And
so wait, did you ever write any of the music at all?
yeah, bro. Of course, bro. Their biggest hit till this day, that Bad Vibes record. I wrote the whole of Lucas's verse. I can saw my life on that. Lucas can come out and say if I'm chatting shit. He's their biggest record that gave them their most credibility in terms of the urban scene, Unfinished Business. I wrote the whole of Lucas's verse on that. Ibadi Shimi Shimi. Ibadi, this is all Yoruba. Like, this was where my talent came in, but it was never a thing where I wanted it to be me be the face of the music or the art. Hence why I never ever jumped on a record with them after we bossed as Lotto Boyzz. You know what I'm saying? I left them to be that while I would just be in the back. But it was like that with a load of records. You know what I'm saying? And some records I might just come in and do a line. You know what I'm saying? Even Ash, when he did No Done, when he is like Jaw is Yoruba. Do you know what I'm saying? That's where I come in. There's no other Yoruba person on that camp or in the camp. We didn't have anyone else. It was obviously, it had to be someone, which was me. But that's not to discredit these guys from making music.
I'm saying, but you didn't take any of that PRS. Though.
I didn't take any of that PRS.
So you weren't registered to that PRS at all?
I wasn't even registered to that PRS at all.
Even though, because you wrote it?
Even though I wrote the music, I registered everything in their names with the mindset of it's going to come into the one business account. And it's coming to us anyway, like we're gonna spend it on wages, spend it on company expenses anyway. So, but again, that wasn't right. I wasn't meant to do that. How it was meant to be set is everyone's PRS is their own individual money. We split the percentages from the beginning and it goes up online. Everyone signs to say, yeah, I'm happy with you owning that percent. I'm happy with you owning that percent.
You split sheets.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because even the producers, like the producers weren't even getting publishing, my bro. I was paying off every producer whoever.
So you was doing a buyout for all of the
records.
Okay.
So now that means we've got 100% of each song between the three of us. Do you know what I'm saying? When in reality, like that's not how it even runs in the system. Like the system, if you are the producer, if you're the sole producer, you own 50% of the publishing and we own 50% of the publishing. But now, because it's like some of these guys, they need a hit, they need credibility to their name. It's like, okay, cool, we'll give you $4,000 and now, or $3,000 and you won't own no publishing and we own all the publishing. To them, it's like, yeah, and I'm on a big song. Psh, I do that easily, do you know what I'm saying? So, to me, it was all a business module, do you know what I'm saying? If we had handled it how we were meant to handle it, they would get 25% each. Do you know what I'm saying? And when the money comes in, I would then commission from it. Do you know what I'm saying? But how we had it going was I own 30, you own 35, you own 35. I will make sure I sort out the paperwork for us to be able to own all the publishing, and then we split it between ourselves. But we hadn't even gotten to the stage of us splitting it between ourselves. It's just going to both of them and going into the one business account. Do you get what I'm saying? One by one, things just started to go left, fam. And it's like, okay, yeah, I understand us breaking up and things not being right between us. Cool, there could be a million reasons, but do I deserve this? Do I deserve you guys trying to like bury me in a way where I won't be able to fly no more? Like I won't be able to feed my family? Like, because I'm the breadwinner for nations, bro. Like people rely on me. When I say nations, I mean more than one family, do you know what I'm saying? And you really want to do things that will mean that I won't be able to feed these people, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was for a good, like, from between June right up until like September, I was in my house, I was smoking like a Q a day, bro. Smoking the pain away. That's how I saw it as. Like, I just couldn't see sense and couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. Deactivated social media. I'm just looking at myself as a victim, like, oh, look at what they've done to me. Oh, And then I'll hear it, and then I'll get a phone call from someone else, and that person will be telling me, oh yeah, I've just been hearing you finesse Lotto. And I'm like, bruv. And that was the energy around me, do you know what I'm saying? And it was just so fucking crazy. And then months down the line, we had to link up again to have like a meeting to say, okay, cool, you leaving the label, we're gonna pay you your settlement, we're gonna give you what we owe you, kind of thing. I remember hitting them with, okay, cool, well, you just give me 30% of all of the bookings that we had together when I was with you. The balance, Sony still owed us like 50 grand or something. I get 30% of that, 30% of some other big figure, and then all of the songs that I had written, I want to own my publishing on it. Because you can't tell me I didn't write Unfinished Business, Good Vibes, Body Count, blah, 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 blah. What other record was there? Contributed to Bim Bam. Like, you guys know that I've done stuff. Like, we do this and do one record with one of my artists to say that I didn't finesse you and we're leaving on good terms. Because in reality, what have I done? Like, yeah, you guys know that this breakup was unfair. Ash, you're telling me that this has nothing to do with money and this is a business move. So you know deep down that I haven't done you dirty here. Do you know what I'm saying? They were like, oh yeah, that's all you want. Okay, cool, boom. We left that meeting. But obviously that whole meeting got recorded by both of us. So my brother came in and he recorded it on his phone. Alex came in as their savior, recorded it on his phone. I need to stop saying that, man. It's like I'm trying. But he came in and recorded it, do you know what I'm saying? And so the whole conversation, and it's like I had to make it very clear. So you guys are 110% sure that this has nothing to do with money. Because understand, the whole scene, everywhere I turn to, like Belly Squad even unfollowed me on Insta the other day. Sounds petty, but these little things, like they matter. Like when I've done nothing wrong to these people, I've only shown them love and respect. So for them to have any other sort of opinion against me apart from what I've portrayed to them is hurtful. And they're like, guys, no, we have never said that you finessed anyone. Like, and then Ash is like, but I spoke to Notes, but obviously I was just in the heat of the moment. I was a bit sad. So obviously how he's portrayed it came out wrong, but don't worry, I'm gonna call him anyway and let him know it's not that. Like, don't worry. So to me, I'm seeing it as, okay, cool. This meeting here, we're good now. Like, understand, we've hugged each other to go. Me and Ash, we've hugged. Lucas, we've hugged. Like, okay, cool. Go and be great, guys. That's the mindset. Do you know what I'm saying? Boom. I leave there. 2 weeks later, I get the email from their lawyer, who was our lawyer. Do you know what I'm saying? And she hits me with, oh yeah, these are what the boys are willing to offer. They don't want you to own any of the publishing. Do you know what I'm saying? It was almost like they wanted to discredit me for writing because of what I had said, I had written so much. So they wanted to be able to say, no, he didn't write anything. But in reality, like, the world are not stupid. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not Yoruba. Do you know what I'm saying? You're both Caribbean guys. Do you know what I'm saying? So the world can kind of make their own assumption of who wrote what kind of thing. But they said no publishing. We're not gonna give you the song. And then now in TuneCore, you see that TuneCore account, yeah? We had money from No Done that eventually had come in. Money from Bad Girl, money from Hit List Remix, and all of the records that came out before we signed had come out through TuneCore, worth like 92 grand. But it had all gone into the Lotto Boyzz business account and was accounted for between the three of us. Again, Donald was in charge of every single payment. Do you know what I'm saying? But they put in a clause in this contract saying, if I come out and talk about anything that's gone on between us, I accept that I accept liability for the 92 grand. I'm like, when they first sent it me, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Like, what is this? Like, what is this to do here? Like, is this
So was that a gagging order?
like, yeah, like it was just on a mad one, bro. Like, I remember just thinking to myself, how are you justifying this? Like, you guys know I didn't take this money, so why is this in a contract? What do you guys think this is? That there is where I first ever then started to have an energy against them now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because right up until before then, I'm seeing it as I'm the victim, but they're the victim as well, because they're sad and I'm sad kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But now, here is when I then looked at it as, wait, these guys have just finessed me. Like, just deep what's gone on. Like, in reality, you don't have a reason for why you've broken up. They've put something in the contract that you know and you all know isn't true. They've made you sign it. And now what you agreed to in that contract, they've not abided by it. Are you a twat, Matthew? You are meant to be the master business guy, that this is what you hold your chest high up to say. You are business, you know, you understand. Like what is going on? But obviously, it's the reality of it is, because of the soft spot that I have for these boys, because of I've genuinely looked at them as, these are my brothers, fam. Like, why would they want to finesse me? It's like I'm staying oblivious to the reality now. Do you know what I'm saying? And from there, things just started to get sour, man. Like, from there, things just started to get sour now. But I just thought, like, you know what? I'm not going to let this situation define me. Like, it's impossible for God to have flipping... Because remember, from a young age, from 8 years old, the devil's already been trying to ruin my life. Already trying to be put in the system, label me with mental health issues, taking me through all of this to then bring me here to say I'm done now. Like, that's not what God's plan for me is. Like, you guys are not going to be the ones that define where God is taking me. Reality. I'm not putting no pressure on this. Like, I've the artists that I've got now, they're doing million streams, cool, and I will work with what I've got. Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like I had to start from the bottom again. Reality. Because now, all of the labels that deemed me credible were like, oh shit, it's almost like they're scared to fuck with me now. Do you know what I'm saying? And even the person who's fucking with me now, I don't even want to say his name, because I feel like he'll probably get a phone call tomorrow. But in reality, it doesn't even matter now, do you know what I'm saying? Because he sees that I do what I do, and that's all that really matters. Do you know what I'm saying? When you're a boss, you understand that if it's not making money, it doesn't make sense. And if it is, you put yourself through whatever you need to go through to make that. That's your sacrifice for that situation. And that's why I said to myself, I'm going to at least talk about it, but I have to wait until it's died down, it's blown over, no one cares about it no more. The boys are going off with their career, I'm going off with my career now, so it doesn't look like there's any, like, I'm not bitter, do you know what I'm saying? And I really had to actually get over the situation in my heart before even speaking about it, because it's like everywhere I turned, oh yeah, I heard you finesse Lotto, and it's like, I heard you finesse Lotto, oh yeah, so what did you do then if you didn't finesse them? And it's like, why has this been the stigma you tried to attach to my name? Like, that was very unfair, man. But we just thank God, man, because we're still alive, and we're gonna be here another 10 years minimum. Reality.
Yeah, I think it's a deep story, man, but it's a story that unfortunately we've heard multiple times. We usually hear in America now. It's like, you know, like Dame and Jay,
yeah,
or like, you know, you and we're like, but that's
Cardi B and her manager went through the same thing. Right, Cardi B's manager ended up suing Cardi B for 2 mil because of when they broke up. She tried to say, oh yeah, we broke up because of money, but it's just the thing. The new lawyer that I ended up getting, Sheridan's, good firm. My new lawyer at Sheridan, he hit me with, bro, like, this is shit that I see all the time, like. And it's almost like they have to convince themselves you've done bad so that they can have an energy to rise against you now. Because in reality, if you hit them with reality, they have no justification to why you're breaking up. So it's like they almost have to say you finesse now, or they have to come up with something, because if not, then what else are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Like, and if Ash and Lucas say that I'm chatting shit, and then if this, well, actually, you know what? Not even that way. Everything that I've said here is my God's honest truth, and God strike me down if I'm chatting any shit. That's I'll leave it as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pray that they try and say that I'm chatting any sort of shit, so that we have to prove ourselves now, kind of thing.
I think you're given a good account of, you've answered the questions that people wanted to know,
Yeah.
and you've explained it, and
Yeah.
I hope that, you know, from people seeing it, they can make their
Own perception and own decision,
that's
kind
it,
of
man.
thing. That's just my important thing. I don't want anyone to look at what I'm saying now and feel golden, or look at what they're saying as golden. Just hear what I've said, hear what they've said, for those people who have heard both sides, and then make your own assumption. I'm sure that off the back of this happening, they're gonna eventually have to talk about it now. Do you know what I'm saying? And the other day I saw them post a picture with fucking Columbia, the same label that I took them out of, and the lawyer and the A&Rs, and they were like, oh yeah, it starts now from being in such a bad place to now being in a good place, and I was just looking at them like, bro, I don't know who has flipped this in your head and made me look like the enemy, but my bro, just understand this. Anyone who comes into your life right now, they are there for what they are going to eat. No one cares about building you. That's just the reality. Because if these people cared, like, Alex was there when I picked up Ash and Lucas. When I was first having the meeting to say I'm signing them, he was in the room, he was sitting down there, like, it was just watching, like, oh, okay, I just want to hear and make sure my brother's signing a good contract. If he was so passionate about his brother's success and being a manager, he could have invested then and become and got involved then, do you know what I'm saying? But they all chose to wait till I had done what I needed to do. And it's just like, I just got finessed on a mad one, fam. But we thank God though, man, because that situation also taught me never ever get into bed with your artist like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, why like, I need to be in my own, yeah, standard, man. Like, I need to be in my own, like, because I'm a brand of my own. Like, I find artists, I pick them up from being just a normal person, will write you a record, and now you've got hits, do you know what I'm saying? And that's what we bring to the table. And we understand how to market your music, how to make you look marketable, how to then take that, what we've marketed, into a major label and get our check and have them work your record, and we're in control of all our shit. That's what I bring to the table. You guys are artists. We're not the same, do you know what I'm saying? And just because of I know how to make music, or I do hit right here and there, that doesn't mean that I'm meant to stand in your light. And that there is a crucial lesson that I had to learn from this situation, man. So it's like a gift and a curse, man.
Big Maf, I'm gonna leave it there, bro.
Oh, bro, thanks, man. Thank you so much for having me. I just want to say as well, I'm a big fan of yours, man. Like, I've watched your shit, your stuff with Drake's manager, Trey's songs. Like, I love what you do and what you represent for the culture. And how the fact that you're behind the camera and you're not right here next to me, do you know what I'm saying? It's a good thing, man. But yeah, man, thank you so much for having me, bro.
Nah, thank you, bro. All the best.